Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Tiffany and this is Small Town 6. Today this video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a meal prep video. It was requested by a few people, so I thought I need to do this anyway because it'll hold me accountable if I just go ahead and use some of the food that I have and meal prep it out. What I'm lacking is a lot of the fruits and vegetables that are fresh because I need to go to the grocery store and do a weekly haul. So I'm going to use some of the stuff I have on hand from last week's grocery haul, and I'm going to show you some easy ways to meal prep. That way it might be stuff you already have on hand, it might be stuff you've never thought of using, but that way if you have it already prepped out, you might be more likely to eat it. Plus this stuff's really good. It's really easy, great sources of protein. Some of the stuff has, some carbs in it. So if you're watching the carbs, you can, not make that stuff or change it up, I guess. Guys, I apologize if there's background noise. I try to edit it out, but I have 4 kids in this house and I have 2 dogs. First thing is I'm gonna take a half a cup of oats and put them in each of these mason jars. Then I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of vanilla yogurt to each of the jars. Then I'm going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla extract in. Next, I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. The recipe, a lot of recipes will have 2.5 tablespoons. I'm just going to put 2 in to try to limit some of the extra fat or calories in it because peanut butter can add up real quick. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add some blueberries in because he prefers blueberries in his. You don't have to put blueberries in, but he likes to have a little bit of blueberries in with his overnight oats. Okay, so next I'm going to add in the almond milk. I'm going to add in 2/3 a cup of almond milk. If you were going to add a sweetener, you would do that at this time or whatever you want to do with that, but I'm not going to, and I'm also not going to add in chocolate chips because if you omitted the blueberries and put chocolate chips in with this peanut butter and you put cocoa powder, you could make chocolate peanut butter overnight oats. But this is just one of the recipes I always go by. It might be weird to some to have peanut butter with blueberries, but it's really good. So that's the way I do it. Blueberries are something extra I add in for some fruit. Now you'll just place the lid back on and then we're going to shake them. Then we'll just place them. I have this little plastic tray. Put them in there. They'll be good to go for the week. You just let them sit overnight, or at least for so many hours. That way the oats will soak into the flavor. But we always soak them overnight. And you can heat them up the next morning if you want. He likes to heat his up, or you can eat them cold. There you go. There's 6 easy oatmeal. Next thing I'm gonna do, I got this big pack of chicken from Walmart. I'm gonna use this to meal prep and for some dinner. I'm going to cut the nasty white stuff off that is on there. I don't want to show that on film because it's disgusting. And you guys can cook it like this if it's your preference, but I don't like it. So I'm gonna trim that stuff off of there, and then I'm gonna coat it with some coconut oil, and I'm gonna coat it with some of the lemon pepper seasoning and some garlic powder. And I'm gonna let it cook in the oven at 425 for about 45-50 minutes and check on it. But that's usually my go-to recipe for this. And then you can use this for the whole week. You can use this to put on, if you're watching your carbs, you could use it to put over cauliflower rice, which I've shared my recipe for that before. Or you can put it on real rice, or you can put it over a salad, or your options are unlimited. My kids like to eat it. I'll chop it up into pieces. They like to eat it with some rice and some of the yum yum sauce. It's one of their favorite things to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and cook that. I'm gonna go ahead and trim that stuff off there, and then I'll come back and show you. I'm gonna take coconut oil, garlic powder, lemon pepper, and pour it over the chicken. I've got the chicken all sliced up with the nastiness off of it. Okay, so next thing I'm gonna make is actually gonna go with dinner, and it's gonna go with meal prepping. I'm gonna make some rice in my Instant Pot. Super easy. I do this all the time in videos. If you don't have an Instant Pot, don't be afraid of them. You need to get one because there is so much you can do with them in limited time. And if you're a mama or you're just busy overall, this thing is a lifesaver because it gets stuff done super quick. I love crock pots, but they gotta cook all day, which I love crock pot recipes. But if you're like, oh my gosh, I have nothing made, I need to make something real quick, my meat is frozen, sure enough, you can find a recipe for an Instant Pot, and you don't have to be afraid of these things. I was scared for years of them. I didn't want to use one because I thought it was too much to handle. This thing is a lifesaver for a mom. So, okay, glasses don't work with this. So I'm gonna take equal parts rice, equal parts water. I'm using basmati rice because it usually comes out the best. And I'm gonna do 4 cups of rice, 4 cups of water, and usually it's 4 to 7 minutes on high pressure. All you'll do is pour this into there, and you'll pour your liquid. I usually use chicken broth because it gives it more flavor. And then we'll cook it on that, and you'll do a natural release, which you'll just let it build up so that way it softens the rice when it's done cooking. I stuck that on high pressure for 7 minutes, and then when it's done, I will just let the natural release for about the same amount of time, for about 7 to 10 minutes. I'll let it just sit in there. Now, a disclaimer on this is that you have to let it warm up. It is very fast, so once it's warmed up, if you have other things to cook after that, and if you have other inserts, it's awesome. I really need to get some more of the inserts that go in so that way I can switch them out real quick. But once it builds up the pressure, which takes about 10 minutes for this thing to warm up, then cooking is super fast. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, I've got a pound of 90% lean ground turkey. I got this for $3 at Walmart. If you buy them in these little tubes like this, same thing basically as the ground packets, only the ground packets cost more, like the little square containers. So this is actually cheaper and you get a better value out of it. So I'm gonna take one of these, I'm gonna let the meat brown, and then I'm gonna add in taco seasoning. That way I'll have some taco meat for like lettuce, for salads. I eat this stuff so many days a week if I have it already made. I'm addicted to taco meat. It's a great protein source, and if you already have it made and it's readily available, then more than likely you'll eat it. So that's a big thing with this meal prep video, is if I don't have things available, I'm gonna grab what is there. Like I might be starving, and if I don't have something available, if I have an Oreo, which is my weakness, I'm gonna grab that Oreo and eat it. So really it's just to have food readily available if you're trying to eat healthy, if you're trying to save time. If you just take a little bit of time one day a week and just prep for a little bit, you'll have stuff for the whole week. Now I will still continue to cook all my regular meals because my kids are not interested in some of the stuff I'm making. So it's just stuff for me and my husband to have on hand, stuff for him to take to work for lunch or have ready in the morning for breakfast because he works different shifts. So it's just really an advantage. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna put the food in. I have these. Yes, I am that person that if I get something ordered out from a restaurant or something, if they are really good containers, if you don't know me, I will save them. Everybody knows me because I will save the stuff if we have get-togethers, because why throw it away if it can be reused, if it's only been used for like a few minutes. So I have these I will use to put like the bigger items in. And I bought these a long time ago off Amazon. They were very inexpensive because if you haven't watched my videos before, I like bargains and I will not pay full price for something unless it is cheap. So I have these, they're dividers. I've used them a million times. You can put them in the freezer. I've never put them in the dishwasher because I don't trust it because it is plastic, but they hold up really well. You can freeze them, microwave them. They hold up, they're reusable. So I'm gonna put some of the food in this. That way I will know that it's mine or his and he can take it with him to work and heat it up. But if you don't have containers, if you don't wanna spend money and you have plastic containers, that stuff works the same. If you wanna make salads, a lot of people use mason jars. I have never actually done that, but I was gonna try to attempt that today once the taco meat's done. Okay, next thing I'm gonna cook, I'm gonna take a muffin pan, just a regular muffin pan, and spray it. I'm gonna take one 90% lean pound roll of meat, ground turkey, take Italian seasoning, pepper, Himalayan salt, just the pink salt, or you can use regular salt, but there's more benefit to the pink, I guess, and then garlic powder. And all I'm gonna do is mix this turkey meat into a bowl with all the seasonings. I don't even measure it. I just put what I feel like putting in it to taste. And then, because these are like low carb meatballs, but they're really flavorful. I'm just gonna mix them into a bowl and then put them into like little meatballs and cook them at 425 for 30 minutes. I've made this recipe for years and it is so easy and so yummy. Usually I will double or even triple this recipe, but I need to go to the store. So I've only got one today. So I'm gonna show you. And go. So simple and quick. Cook it at 425 for 30 minutes. Okay, coming back over here, I'm just gonna drain that because it's ready to be drained. And then I'm gonna mix in the taco seasoning and the 3/4 cup of water. Rice is done. It's naturally released for 10 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and open that up. The meatballs are now done also. They just cook for 30 minutes. Next, I'm going to show you my go-to snack that I am addicted to. It is my favorite. We're going to need 1.5 cups of oats. We're going to need 2 scoops of protein powder. I usually use the chocolate whey kind, but I bought this for baking purposes because a lot of stuff comes out really nasty with flavored stuff. But I'm going to use this because I've been using it lately when I make these, because I'm addicted to them. 2 scoops of protein powder. You're gonna need 1 cup of peanut butter. I want to use the all natural kind because that's what I prefer. And then we're gonna need 1/4 cup of honey. And all we're gonna do is combine all of those ingredients into a bowl and roll them into like little balls. And they're called protein balls. Then what I do is I put them in a freezer in a little container, and I let them sit for about 10 minutes, and then they're perfect. And also, you can add chocolate chips in these. I usually put some sugar-free chocolate chips in them as like an extra sweetness. So that's optional if you guys want to do that. But these things are amazing. If you've never made them, they probably won't last a week because I eat them like crazy for protein snacks. I actually melted my peanut butter because it makes it easier to stir it for about 25 seconds. Now I'm going to roll these into a ball And then I'm gonna place them in this container and pop them in the freezer for 10 minutes. And that's usually where I leave them because they taste better frozen. So far we got the taco meat. Got that prepped for a few days. Put on salads and on rice or on some cauliflower rice. Got meatballs I can also serve with the cauliflower rice. You can use that chicken for lunches and dinners. Good source of protein. And then I made a huge thing of rice because I'll use it for multiple things and my kids will eat it too. So I went ahead and prepped that out. Then we've got the overnight oats for breakfast in the morning. Got these for a protein snack. I'm gonna do sweet potatoes and I'm gonna do regular potatoes because I'm the only person that will actually eat the sweet potatoes in the house. My husband and kids will eat the baked potato. Okay, next thing I'm gonna prep is the broccoli. I'm just gonna put in the oven at 400 degrees for about 20-25 minutes. I'm just gonna lay out the frozen broccoli on a sheet pan or cooking sheet. I don't actually have any more parchment paper or aluminum foil, but that's usually what I put down first so it won't stick. So I'm just gonna spray the cooking sheet with baking spray and I'm gonna lay it out and I'm gonna drizzle some olive oil on top and some garlic powder. And it always comes out really crunchy and perfect. And I'll use this as a side for the week. But like I said, if you wanna use a different vegetable, feel free. If you completely don't wanna do this at all, if you don't like broccoli, like my husband despises it and my kids are not big fans, then you don't have to. But I'm going to put it and show you. Okay, next I'm going to show you a super easy way to boil eggs. If you have an Instant Pot, it's the 5-5-5 method. You boil the eggs for 5 minutes in the Instant Pot, then you let them naturally release for 5 minutes, and then you turn the valve and release the pressure, and then you put them in a bowl of cold water with ice cubes in it for 5 minutes. And that's simple. It's perfect eggs every time. You can put, I think, up to 18 eggs in your Instant Pot based on the size, and no matter how many eggs you put, you use 1 cup of water, and they will come out perfect every time. So I'm going to start. You place your trivet in the bottom of your Instant Pot, and then all you're going to do is put the 1 cup of water and put your eggs on top of that and seal the lid. And that's it, and you'll have a whole thing of eggs done. And you can just stick them in the fridge, and we use a lot of boiled eggs, a lot of regular eggs in our house. It's such an easy, quick protein. Another thing we like to do in our house is make smoothies. I'm not going to go ahead and put my protein in mine because that's what I put in mine, because that would just be nasty frozen. But I just get bags of frozen fruits, or you can freeze your own and put them in that. I'm just going to prep out some little bags. That way they're ready to go. I can dump them in so they're single serve, because my little girls like to drink them and I like to drink them in the mornings. It's just easy. We'll throw some vegetables in with it, some kale or some spinach, whatever you have on hand. Or if stuff's starting to go bad in your fridge, like ours tends to do, if we don't eat it right away, then you can just pop that in the freezer and throw it in a smoothie, and kids won't even know it's in there unless they see the green color. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started on that. I'm just gonna put some little mini freezer bags, stuff the fruit and the vegetables in it, and then put them back in the freezer for a quick morning breakfast. After you make these, if you want to blend it, we have like a Ninja Bullet blender thing. So what we actually do is I'll put some flaxseed or hemp seed in with it, some protein powder. I like almond milk. My kids prefer regular milk. They do not like almond milk. You can mix it with these little bags and just blend it up for a really fast, nutritious breakfast. There you go. A whole tray of smoothies ready to go. You can just add some peanut butter to it, or almond milk, or whatever you feel like adding into it. Honey. Everybody has different preferences, but it's already made ahead, so it's quick and easy. Okay, it's been 5 minutes, time to release it. Okay guys, that's going to be all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it got you some ideas to get started on meal prepping, how easy it is, how much money it will save you in the long run from having to run out and buy something if you've already got it on hand, and how it keeps you accountable if you're trying to eat healthy, because I don't like big drawn out meal plans. I just like to do some basic stuff I know I can fit in each week, and it makes a big difference. But if you like this sort of stuff, give me a big thumbs up. I plan to do more of these videos because I like watching other people's meal prep videos. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And if you know anybody that might be interested in this type of content, please send them my way. We would love to have anybody. We love every single person that stops by, people that comment, everything. It means so much to us, and we appreciate it, each person that watches. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.